Hi, I'm Dave Karger. Thanks for joining me today on TCM. Up next, John Wayne and Henry Fonda lead the cast in a Western directed by John Ford. Released in 1948, it's Fort Apache. Fonda gives a powerful performance against type as the arrogant new commander of a cavalry post called Fort Apache. His rigid, unsympathetic style alienates his men, especially his subordinate officer, John Wayne, who tries to put a stop to the war with the Apache natives that Fonda is so intent on waging. For director John Ford, Fort Apache came at a critical moment in his career. He had been making movies since the silent era, but after taking time away to serve in the Navy during World War II, he returned to Hollywood eager to go into business for himself. He formed his own production company, Argosy Pictures, with producer Marion C. Cooper, and they released their first feature in 1947. That film was The Fugitive, a dark drama about a priest in Mexico played by Henry Fonda. The Fugitive earned positive reviews, but it turned out to be a box office failure, and the future of Argosy Pictures was in doubt. Ford badly needed a hit, so he returned to a genre that had long been successful for him, Westerns. He found his next project in a Saturday Evening Post story by James Warner Bella called Massacre, which was inspired by the legend of George Armstrong Custer and his disastrous battle of Little Bighorn. In making the film, Ford brought together many of the actors from his informal stock company, including Ward Bond and Victor McLaglen, and he shot the picture at his favorite location in Arizona's Monument Valley. The result was a hit that put Ford right back on top and began one of the most creatively fulfilling chapters of his career. From 1948, also with Shirley Temple in one of her first adult roles, along with her husband at the time, John Agar, in his film debut, here is Fort Apache. Fort Apache premiered in 1948, and it was one of two films that year that established John Wayne as a serious dramatic actor. Wayne had been in movies for more than 2 decades at this point, but for a long time, critics and audiences had trouble seeing him as more than just a character type. Even director John Ford, who had worked with Wayne extensively, joked that he didn't know Wayne could act until he saw him in another 1948 release, Red River, which was directed by Howard Hawks. Fort Apache turned out to be the first in a trilogy of Westerns about the United States cavalry that John Ford directed over the course of 3 years, and all 3 films starred John Wayne. They followed this one up with She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, released in 1949, and Rio Grande from 1950. Coming up, Andy Griffith gives a powerful performance that might surprise you if you only know him from his television work starring in The Andy Griffith Show and Matlock. It's a 1957 drama directed by Elia Kazan and co-starring Patricia Neal. Stay with us.
Next on TCM, A Face in the Crowd. Then, The Power of Film Part 3. And later, Double Indemnity. Go down memory lane with Nathan tonight.